Hey everyone, welcome to today's episode. This week we have a special guest, but before we get to the pre recorded interview, I wanted to give a little introduction. I didn't do this while we were sitting with him, and I'm not going to tell you who it is. If you live in the Houston area, you may be able to figure out who it is. Um, this gentleman lives by the creed, grateful for everything, entitled to nothing. And the reason I wanted to give a special introduction is because his company is very philanthropic. They've done a lot for the Houston community. It took me 3 or 4 pages to print everything off, and I just selected a few. So, one of the many things that his company has done is furnish the USOs around the world for American servicemen and women. They have a Christmas giveaway that's furnished over 500 homes over the past 32 years. They housed several hundred evacuees during Hurricane Harvey. They were instrumental in getting Menninger Clinic to move to Houston to provide mental health care to Houston by providing a $4 million donation. They also established a trust fund for fertilizer disaster in West Texas that raised over $100,000 for victims' families. And that's something that we've talked about with another special guest previously on our episode. And I'm sure Kyle can put the link to that episode in our notes. Also, I want to note before we get to the interview that typically our podcasts are 20 minutes. And we told this special guest going into this that that's how long they last. The actual interview was only 10 minutes. May have been less, may have been 11 minutes. I don't know. I kept looking at my timer kind of in a panic, and then I thought, this is actually perfect because he is a man that went to several of Edward Deming's seminar, who is considered the father of modern quality management. And he answered every question very succinctly and efficiently. And I gotta say, if you can do a 20-minute podcast in 10 minutes, then you probably know what you're doing with quality management. So it really, I think, worked to our advantage to show that if you follow a process, you can get things done quicker. I hope you enjoy today's episode.
In today's global economy, quality matters. Benjamin Franklin once quipped, "The bitterness of poor quality remains long after the sweetness of low price is forgotten." Quality Matters is here to talk about all things quality. So whether you're looking to improve your business, getting ready for an audit, or dealing with failed inspections, tune in, check us out, then get back to doing work that matters.
All right, everyone, welcome back to Quality Matters. I'm your hostess, Darcy Chambers. I'm here with Kyle,
Yes.
my co-host, and we have a special guest today, a Houston legend. Can I call you that?
A legend in my own mind.
Mattress Mack. He owns Gallery Furniture here in Houston. And we're here today because Kyle, we obviously do quality management. Kyle was reading one of Edward Deming's books and found your name in the book.
Right.
And we know you do a lot in Houston. We know you do a lot in the community, but I think that was probably the last place Kyle expected to find your name.
No, I was amazed by
My
it.
reputation for impetuousness precedes me.
So, I guess you went to at least one of his seminars, maybe more.
I was about 10 Deming seminars back in the late 80s, early 90s.
Oh, wow.
Dr. Deming had a profound influence on my life, and so it was a great learning experience from a great man, and we continue a lot of his practices to this day.
Oh, well, good. That's what we want to ask you about. Well, we wanted to start kind of at the beginning, I guess, because you had already been in business for a little while before you went to his seminars.
Yeah, we've been in business 9 or 10 years and making the same mistakes over and over again and disappointing customers. And the thing that really pisses me off is when we disappoint customers, because that's the whole business, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
And so we tried zero defects, all these other things. And finally I heard about Dr. Deming, went to one of his seminars, and I went to 2. Then I'm kind of compulsive, ended up going about 10 or 11, and got to know him fairly well and a lot of his proteges. So we started implementing the Deming methods, and things got a whole lot better.
That's awesome.
Okay, so that's why you wanted to go to his seminars, because you were making your customers mad.
Yeah, I wanted to go to seminars, learn how to run the business better.
So how were you tracking your customer satisfaction? What was it that was making, if you don't mind
you
sharing?
know, defects on deliveries and not understanding what the customer wanted. We tend to assume we know what the customer's perception is. Their perception of a brown soap is different than mine. So over the years, we learned to really check your understanding with the customers. Dr. Deming taught us those type of things, and to make sure we got it right. And our defect rate on deliveries went from 10 or 12% to way less than 1%. So it's been a long journey, and it continues to this day, because delivering furniture is a hot, hard, difficult job, but we've got some great people to do it.
And y'all deliver it today.
Absolutely.
That's what you're famous for.
World's fastest.
Yeah. So we read in one article your business was already doing great when you started these seminars, but I think it increased 10
It's like a
times
tenfold
over
expansion.
So what specifically did you use of his? That you can
We
remember?
used a lot of the charts and statistics, and I think the biggest thing we did was enable the people to make more decisions and empower the employees, and treat the employees with an aura of let's fix the problem, not fix the employee. The employees, people want to do a good job. We just got to give them the tools to do a good job. So that was probably the best thing we did, was through Dr. Deming's advice, give them the tools to do a good job where they weren't restricted by the system.
Absolutely. I think
We
Kyle can
talk
speak
about
more
this
to most of
all
that.
the time. Yeah, it's something we talk about all the time, and you see in that. So we work a lot of time with small businesses,
Right.
and moving from maybe 50 employees upwards about 200 or 300, and you can see the companies that have really done well have adopted similar ideas, but oftentimes when it's small, and I'm guilty of it here in our business as well, is you tend to want to hold on control to too many things.
Yeah, and that's what Dr. Deming taught me. The main thing is the system is a solution, and if the system is right, then you'll get better results. And obviously, all these people want to do a good job. Let's give them the tools to do a good job and let them take joy in work. I firmly believe, it's another thing he taught me, that work is life's greatest therapy, and people are happiest when they're working, they're productive, they have meaning in their life, and they find their true life's work is in delighting customers. That's indeed been my life's work over the past 38 years. And we tend to run a tight ship, and it's all about the customer. Nothing else matters.
That's great. I think you've really encompassed everything. I don't know as
Yeah,
much about
this is
quality
amazing.
management as Kyle does.
Yeah.
He asked me to come on and help him with the business. But what I've learned, I think you just named it all to the
Yeah,
T.
you said it, more perfectly, more succinctly than I think I could do in a 2-day training.
I doubt that. It's real simple. I had a tantrum out here yesterday because this customer, they special ordered furniture, and the salesman, you have to be conscientious. That's what Dr. Deming taught us.
Mm-hmm.
Dot the I's, cross the T's. Got to get it right, because the customer expects it to be right. When you and I go to McDonald's and place a $10 order and they get it wrong, we're furious, right?
Mhm.
So imagine buying $2,000 or $3,000 or $10,000 worth of furniture. It's wrong. It ratchets up to dissatisfaction.
Yeah.
So these customers bought furniture. They're having a party at their house. They special ordered furniture, and of course the salesman wrote it up wrong because he was in a hurry, and so we delivered it wrong, and then the furniture comes from California, so we had to reorder it, and the furniture's not going to be here in time to get to this customer's house by this Saturday,
Oh, no.
because this week was a short week with Labor Day,
Right.
So I flew 2 people out to Los Angeles yesterday. They're in the truck now, got the furniture, they're bringing it back to Houston.
Oh, my
wow,
gosh.
that's awesome.
That
I
is
mean,
customer satisfaction.
And we're
at
going to
its
spend
finest.
$10,000 to make a $2,000 sale. But what matters, and Dr. Deming taught me that, is that the customer is the business is the customer.
Yeah.
And if we can set up systems and processes to delight customers, then we will stay in business, because he also said change is not necessary, survival is not mandatory. And that's so true, especially in retailing right now, because Amazon is eating our lunch.
I'm sure.
Really? Even
Yeah.
in the furniture business?
Absolutely.
Wow. I never would have considered that.
Well, there's so many. It's like I was just admiring the lamps up here, which I just think are fascinating. But I could see how it's
You sit at home, push a button.
Yeah.
Sit at home, push a button. Why should people get up, get dressed, and go to retail stores?
I mean, I got to say, I love Amazon, but I wouldn't expect to find quality furniture on
They
Amazon.
may not have quality, but they're certainly affecting the low end
Yeah.
of the market and bringing fewer people coming to stores now. So
Gotcha.
we have
That's
to be relevant, we have to grow, and we have to be profitable. In order to do that, we got to run a ship that where the systems are in good order, the customers are taken care of, and the customers are delighted because if you do a hashtag remarkable service, as Dr. Deming used to say, that means customers will remark about how good your service is. If service is bad, they'll sure remark about that also.
That is true. And you don't want that. So beyond customer complaints, which I'm sure most businesses get, how do you measure customer satisfaction?
Well, I call back about 150 customers a day.
Oh, wow,
that
personally.
Got the delivery the day before. And I'm constantly amazed at how good our delivery drivers are. We have delivery drivers in-house. We don't job it out like our competitors do.
Right.
And so that makes a big difference. We have great delivery drivers. And let's face it, when it's August or September in Houston, it's 110 degrees and 99% humidity, and you got to take a sofa up 4 flights of stairs. It's difficult. I'm never ceased to amaze about how good our drivers are, because to the customers, the store experience is expected to be good, but nothing's more personal than somebody's in your house. And by delivering that great service in the house, it really completes the cycle.
That's true.
Yeah.
I could talk for hours just about how many, just the few things you mentioned here could impact so many of the customers that we deal with on a regular basis. It's just fascinating to see, because you don't think about a furniture store being something that's going to exemplify these quality management principles. So this is just absolutely fascinating.
And that's why we wanted to interview on our podcast, because the goal of our podcast is to educate all industries about quality. It doesn't just apply to oil and field or oil and gas or manufacturing. It's everywhere. So we appreciate your time. And I just want to say before we wrap up, unless you have more questions, we were sitting here with it. You let us pick where we wanted to record at in the store. And I said, this is the perfect furniture. If we had a formal living room and a fireplace, I would curl up in that ottoman over there.
Oh yeah, no, this would be wonderful. I told us, but we're going to have to get the lamps.
There you go. You made a sale. As Dr. Deming said, change is not necessary. Survival is not mandatory. We got to change. And human beings hate to change. I hate to change.
Yeah.
But unless we change and innovate and are different, we don't want to be. I can't be Grandpa's furniture store. I may be Grandpa. People don't want to come to Grandpa's furniture store. So we've got this new furniture in here that's young people driven, and I may not like it, but the young people love it. So Dr. Deming taught me to innovate or evaporate. We're doing that every day.
Well, and I think that's important. Continual improvement is a big part of it.
Out of my mouth. I was just about to talk about it.
and keeping up with the times. And knowing
exactly right.
Yeah.
No,
so.
This is quite a pleasure. I really appreciate your time.
We appreciate y'all coming out, and if you need any furniture, come out to Gallery Furniture. We still, because of Dr. Deming, deliver today.
Thank you.
Thank you.